This is Amazon's Folio cover for the new Kindle Scribe, a really interesting, but I think slightly misunderstood, companion for the company's flagship e-ink reading and writing tablet. A device that has its own quirks, but that I've really come to enjoy over the past few months. For more information on the Kindle Scribe, check out my dedicated review. I say this Folio is a little misunderstood because in many ways it's a necessary companion to the Kindle Scribe that makes the device far more portable and convenient to use. But it's received very mixed feedback, partly because it's not the kind of case that's meant to be put on once and forgotten about. But let's take a closer look. The first major drawback and most common complaint I've seen about Amazon's Scribe Folio is its price. Coming in at $80 USD for the leather version, or $60 for the fabric version that I ended up purchasing, it's quite expensive. I mean, that's about half the cost of a Kindle Paperwhite e-reader. Fortunately, it's gone on sale several times already since its launch, usually for about 20% off, but even then, it's still not cheap. When the Scribe was first released, I was surprised at how few third-party cases were available for it, but every week there are more and more options in the $15 to $30 price range, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Amazon drop the Scribe Folio price a little in the coming months. Having said that, the build quality of the Scribe Folio is really quite excellent. The outer material of this fabric version comes in three colors: pink, denim blue, and this black version, while the leather option is available in either black or burgundy. I can't comment on the leather version, but this black fabric has held up really well to my daily wear and tear, throwing it in and out of my bag and using it daily around the house and at work. The woven material feels quite firm and well constructed, and has a dark speckled aesthetic that's reminiscent of denim jeans. Aside from the Kindle logo that's thinly pressed into the center of the front cover, there are no other markings, giving the Folio a very simple and minimalistic look, which is equally at home in both casual and more formal work environments. Opening the Folio up, we see that the front cover is divided into three equally rigid panels, whereas the back surface is one solid panel. Both the front and back panels measure in at only 2 millimeters thick, which helps to keep the Folio quite slim overall. On the inside, it has a soft touch microfiber surface that gently rests against the Kindle Scribe, both for protection and to keep the surface somewhat clean. I wouldn't say it removes the need to occasionally wipe away finger marks, but it's definitely better than having a hard surface contacting the screen. Removing the Kindle Scribe, we see that the back surface of the Folio has 4 small dimples to accommodate the rubber feet on the back side of the Scribe, as well as 2 small 2mm ridges in the bottom corners, which help to align and secure the Scribe when snapping it in place. This brings up what I think is the most interesting feature of the Scribe Folio: its magnetic attachment. Rather than opting for a traditional hard plastic or rubber skin that the Scribe would snap into, Amazon has chosen to keep the Kindle Scribe largely unsecured to its Folio by physical means. Instead, it uses several magnets to snap in place. This connection is actually quite strong, and I've never had my Scribe pop out of the Folio in normal use conditions. Though if you quickly invert it, it will fall out of the Folio, so I'm not sure how much protection it would afford if you were to drop the Folio with the Scribe in it. And this, I think, is where the Scribe Folio gets a little misunderstood. The magnetic attachment system allows you to remove the Scribe from the Folio very easily, so I think Amazon's designers intended for you to do just that, whenever you want to hold the Scribe for longer reading sessions. See, while the Scribe Folio is nice and thin, and the front cover does snap perfectly in place against the back, there are these small fabric wings that hang out on the backside to prevent the Scribe's pen from being dislodged if you choose to attach it magnetically to the side of the tablet. Unfortunately, because this section is so thin, it can be quite sharp and uncomfortable against your hand when you grasp the Scribe's thicker side bezel. This, coupled with the fact that the Scribe Folio is quite heavy, weighing in at 198 grams, which adds 44% to the weight of an already hefty e-reader, encourages me just to lift it out of the Folio whenever I want to hold it for an extended period of time. To be clear, I don't think this is a bad thing. The Scribe is already a little heavy to hold while reading, so the best way to ensure that you can engage with it like a book is to let you easily shed that extra weight of the folio. As someone who much prefers the feel of devices out of their case, I like this. However, while the folio does a great job of protecting the scribe while in transit, this poses an additional risk if you were to drop the scribe. It's also not particularly intuitive, given that most users have been conditioned to leave their devices in their cases at all times. Aside from this though, the magnets within the folio do offer other benefits as well. They signal to your scribe when the cover is being opened or closed, to automatically wake or sleep your device, which is always convenient. And they allow the front cover to fold into a triangle stand so that you can view the scribe either in a tall 60-degree position, which is quite nice for reading documents at a desk, or in a lower 18-degree orientation, which is how I usually keep it when I'm using my custom Kindle Scribe agenda. The scribe will automatically rotate the screen when switching between these two positions, which is nice, but it's worth noting that the top fold of the folio does provide a little bit of slack, which causes the e-reader to bounce a little when you rest your palm on it. It's very usable in this position, but this is worth mentioning. The only other real feature of Amazon's Scribe Folio is the pen loop, which extends and is securely stitched to the bottom of the front cover. In terms of construction, the loop is also really well made. It holds the scribe pen very securely, perhaps too much so if you're in a rush to use it, but I much prefer this to the alternative of possibly losing my pen when in transit. Having said that, I'm not totally convinced that the Scribe Folio needs this pen loop. As I mentioned earlier, the sides of the front cover have been notched to allow you to easily snap the scribe pen magnetically in place against the side of the tablet, while the intact back surface prevents the pen from being bumped loose. This is how I choose to carry my pen most of the time, because it's just so easy to detach and get writing when I need to get to work. Over a month and a half of use, I've never had the pen detach from the scribe while in transit, so it seems secure enough for my needs. To me, it seems like Amazon could have either kept the pen loop and notched both sides of the folio to make it more comfortable to hold, or replaced the pen loop with a small pull tab instead. I say pull tab because I do use the pen loop to separate the front and back covers of the folio after they've been opened. Their precise alignment and magnetic seal can make it challenging to separate the two otherwise. Overall, after using the Kindle Scribe with Amazon's folding folio for the past month and a half, I've come to the conclusion that it's a really interesting case and one that I'm glad I purchased. It's definitely not perfect for everyone though. While it is really well built, the price is pretty steep compared to its competition. So unless you regularly enjoy using your scribe without a case, there are much more affordable alternatives. And of course, you have to be okay with the fact that you're taking on a little more risk while holding your Kindle Scribe without the folio protection. If you're okay with this, I would recommend Amazon's Scribe Folio, but even more so if it's on sale. You can check for current sales by using the links that I'll leave in the description below. And that's it. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.